Hi, I'm Christina and welcome to Baking with Chickens, the show where I bake using eggs from my backyard chickens. And check it out, we have a new egg layer. Snozzberry laid her very first egg today. Yay! Isn't it cute?
Cute like my butt.
The cookies I'm gonna show you how to make today are my black sesame rainbow crinkle cookies. Now these are made in the style of the Depressed Cake Shop, which brings awareness towards mental health. And so I made these in that style where it's a gray cookie with rainbow sprinkles on the inside, so that when you break them open, it's a reminder that the sun will come out tomorrow, even if you're feeling these gray clouds. And this cookie is, even though something is bright, shiny, cheery, and full of rainbows and sunshine on the outside, you never know what someone is dealing with on the inside. These cookies have a special place in my heart. They're dedicated to my friend Paco, and I'll share his story at the end of this episode. In the meantime, you can find the link to my recipe in the description below. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, all right? Bok bok bake. The first step is to take your 1 cup of black sesame seeds and lightly toast them on the stove. So by lightly toasting them, you're gonna bring out that nutty flavor and it's just gonna taste a little bit better. It's worth the extra step. Follow me to the stove. I'm gonna put the black sesame seeds into this pan, no oil necessary, just dry, and it's over medium-low heat. And I'm just gonna toast them a little bit. By toasting the black sesame seeds, it just brings out that fragrant nuttiness a little bit more than you would if you didn't. So I'm toasting it for maybe just a couple minutes until it's warm. Don't burn your sesame seeds, just lightly toast and then transfer them back over into your bowl. I'm going to grind them into a fine powder. I'm using a coffee grinder, but a food processor or anything you have to grind that into a nice soft flour is perfect. Give it a few pulses. It doesn't have to be too fine, just so the texture looks like coarse sand. See? Even if you didn't grind everything and you can see some black sesame seeds, it'll still look really pretty in the cookies. Black sesame seeds are really popular in Asian cuisine. There's a lot of black sesame desserts. It's also one of the oldest condiments and crops known to man. It goes all the way back to Egyptian times, 3,000 years ago. Did you know that there's actually 3 different types of sesame seed? There's that brownish tan color that you're probably familiar with. There is a white sesame seed that has a more mild flavor, and then there's these black sesame seeds that are actually have a nuttier, more fragrant flavor when you grind them up and use them. So if you know the phrase open sesame from Arabian Nights, if you remember Aladdin says open sesame to open up the cave door, that comes from sesame seed pods. So sesame seed pods, when they're ripe and they are ready to harvest, they burst open. So that's why in Arabian Nights, we say, open sesame. Add 1 cup of flour into the bowl with the 1 cup of pulverized black sesame seed powder. Add 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and then add your ½ teaspoon of coarse salt. Stir it all together. Want to mix it so that they all blend together nicely, and then set it aside. In the bowl of your stand mixer, add your ½ cup of softened butter and then your 3/4 cups of granulated sugar. Using the paddle attachment, cream the butter and sugar together. Creaming butter and sugar together helps give your baked goods structure by beating air into the butter while the sugar helps to hold the air in. So beat it at low speeds for about 30 seconds to get creamy, whippy butter. Crack your egg into the bowl of the stand mixer. Mix it all together so that the egg blends together with the butter. Crack your second egg. Make sure you crack it on a flat surface. Mix it again. Add in your ½ teaspoon of vanilla extract. And blend it again. Now I'm going to add in the dry ingredients into the butter, egg, sugar mixture. Stir it slowly to incorporate. Add a little more. Mix, mix, mix until you've got yummy, delicious cookie batter. Because I want to make 2 different types of cookies, I'm going to split this dough in half and put half into a smaller bowl. Add 1/4 cup of the rainbow Jimmy sprinkles into half of the cookie batter and then mix it all together. You're gonna save the other half to use for the rainbow nonpareils. Then cover it with some plastic wrap. The second dough, we're not adding anything to because that's gonna stay gray. Cover that with plastic wrap and chill both in the fridge for 3 to 4 hours to make the cookie dough easier to scoop later.
Chillin' like a villain.
Then take your dough out of the fridge 3 to 4 hours later. And preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit while I scoop these cookies. I'm gonna scoop the cookies out using my 1.5 tablespoon cookie scoop. I'm gonna flatten them a little bit in the palm of my hand. And then roll it in granulated sugar. This is important. If you don't roll it in granulated sugar and only do powdered sugar, you won't get as good of a crinkle. So after you roll in granulated sugar, roll it in your powdered sugar. Be very generous. The more powdered sugar, the better the crinkle. And then place it on your baking sheet lined with a silicone baking mat or parchment paper at least 2 inches apart. Now it's time for the rainbow nonpareils, which are these round ball rainbow sprinkles. So take your plain black sesame batter and roll it around into the sprinkles. Do not roll it in any granulated sugar or powdered sugar first. If you do, the sprinkles will not stick to the cookie balls. Place these onto the baking sheet just about 2 inches apart. I like to use my fingers to flatten out the tops a little bit. It just helps make the crinkle look a little bit nicer. Now we're going to pop them into the oven at 350 degrees for 9 to 11 minutes. Look at those cookies. Those are legit and they look so dang good. After you take them out, you're gonna let them cool a little bit on the pan and then you're going to transfer them onto a cooling rack. Black sesame rainbow cookies. Booyah! These are so amazing. I cannot wait to eat them. You're gonna love the texture inside. As you can see, we've got the powdered sugar crinkle, we've got the nice gray of the black sesame cookie, and you can see the little rainbow jimmies popping through. Look at that. It's got the yummy black sesame on the inside, and it's got the pretty rainbow sprinkles. They're really soft and yummy. And it's got a strong black sesame flavor. Now, if you grew up eating black sesame, you'll really love it. I love black sesame flavored things. If you're not used to the flavor of black sesame, it might take a second, but it is sweet. It's like a sweet nuttiness is the best way I can describe it.
Yep, sweet and nutty.
They're soft and pillowy. These are awesome. This first cookie is the reminder that even if you're feeling gray clouds right now, the sun and the rainbows will come out again, and that's why they're hidden inside. You can see them peeking through. And this cookie is the reminder that even though someone might look bright and cheery and full of rainbows and sunshine on the outside, you never know what's happening on the inside and what struggles people might be feeling. So rainbows on the outside, gray clouds on the inside. So just a reminder to check in on your friends and see how they're doing and help them. Talk to them. You know, checking in is always really helpful. It's really, really good. So I don't know if you can get in here and see it. You can see a little bit of that black sesame on the inside, but this one is just no sprinkles inside and all the sprinkles are on the outside. This cookie reminds me the most of my friend Paco. So I just wanted to share my thoughts and my experience with this through my friend Paco. So just a fair warning, I'm going to talk about things like depression and, my friend's suicide. So if these are triggering for you, just please be mindful. I knew him since we were 16 years old, and he was always full of joy and exuberant and full of ideas. And I never saw that depressed side of him. And I started noticing that he was sad. For me, as somebody who had never experienced depression personally, I didn't know, and I had never known anybody. And so I didn't know to tell him to ask for help or to speak up. And I wish I had called him more. It's all of those signs and things that I look back at now. And I didn't realize how this darkness and these gray clouds had taken a hold of him so hard and so deep that he saw no way out. And I had spent 6 months before he took his own life. I had spent a whole week just hanging out with him and just catching up and talking and not doing a whole lot, just, you know, being friends and talking. And I still had no idea. You know, I had just gone to his wedding 4 months before that, and we were celebrating and dancing, you know, him marrying the love of his life. And, you know, that was just gone so fast. So these cookies are really, really personal to me, and I wanted to do something to honor the anniversary of his death because, you know, I think we're all having a hard time right now, but you never know what someone's going through. And I'm sure many of you have people who have been taken away too soon. So please ask for help. Please seek a professional. Please talk to somebody. Know that your life is valued, you're loved. So, you know, I really appreciate the Depressed Cake Shop for creating this space and this community to talk about this and to highlight mental health. And if you don't know, you can check out the depressedcakeshop.org, or they're on Instagram at depressedcakeshop, and they host pop-ups all over where people can make baked goods and sell them and donate, you know, whatever proceeds to mental health organizations of their choice. They have beautiful baked goods that are all inspired by this. When the gray clouds come into your life, it's a reminder that there will be sunshine and rainbows again. And I think it's such an important message to know that you're not alone. A lot of us suffer silently and alone, and you don't know. So check them out, Depressed Cake Shop. Thank you, Val, for creating this, and I am infinitely grateful for you for inspiring me to seek my own way of expressing my emotions and my love and processing this for my friend through my baked goods. So these are for you, Paco. I love you forever, I miss you, and we'll meet again in another life. I think he would have really liked these. And he would have been so tickled at the idea that I would be here doing a baking show with my chickens, of all things. Like, it would just make him endlessly happy. Love you, Paco. These are for you.